G'day, folks. It's the Maple Monkey here again with another, I was going to say Marvel United, but G.I. Joe Operation Cobra live stream. And we're here counting down the days until that campaign for Operation G.I. Joe. Sorry, G.I. Joe Operation Cobra, I should be saying, until that Gamefound campaign goes live in, I think it's like 7 days now or thereabouts. I think depending on if you're in Oz or in the UK or Europe or the States, but on the 25th of March. So really looking forward to that. And so we're just going through on these days and just sharing things that we would like to see, and what things might be fun in the campaign and that sort of thing. So today I've got let's dive into one that I think I'd be shocked if it wasn't there. And this is one that I think when I was thinking, oh, what's this campaign going to be about? When I discovered it was like a Descent or Imperial Assault, sort of like a dungeon crawl esque game with GI Joe figures and tiles that you run around and beat up bad guys on and everything. I thought, well, this game is surely going to have expansions based on maybe terrain types and that sort of thing. I thought that would be sort of like a no-brainer. So this is something that I'm looking forward to. I sort of expect there'll be something along these lines, maybe. If maybe not, but this is something that I think would be kind of like an easy way to sort of theme an expansion around some things here. So, and when I say sort of like terrain expansions, things like that, I'm thinking of sort of like really sort of classic sort of landscapes, particular sort of biomes, I guess, that sort of thing. So looking at things like snow, a snow themed pack or a water themed pack, maybe oceans or, I guess water themed pack. So you could have some land or some, different things and stuff going on there where you can access with the water. Maybe like a space pack, maybe an urban combat sort of pack, maybe mountains, jungles. Although we see in the base game there seems to be quite a bit of jungle terrain and that sort of thing. So that's why I'm thinking, oh, maybe jungles isn't maybe necessarily one that you would necessarily need a specific pack for. But I think definitely something like snow and water and things like that might be ones that would lend themselves to something fun here. So, and the great thing about that is, you could have in that pack you could have a bunch of terrain tiles that will allow you to sort of have sides of the tiles with snow on it or water or whatever it might be. But then you could also theme a bunch of the characters, so you could add a handful of Joes to each of these expansions. So in the snow themed one, I think there are characters like I want to say Frostbite. I think there might have been one called Alpine. Is that right? Maybe Snowjob. I'm kind of now I'm sort of thinking, are there as many snow characters as I think there are? But I think these are sort of names that are coming to mind. But then you could add like the Vipers in as well. So they definitely had sort of like specialist Vipers that sort of had I guess uniforms and equipment suited to different sort of like terrain and that sort of thing. So you could have the Ice Vipers. If you had a water themed one, you might have like a Deep Six and Wetsuit characters like that. And I think was there a Hydro Viper or something like that? That sounds like something they probably had as well. You definitely had things like the undersea bases that Cobra Commander and the Cobra Forces had, that sort of thing. So you could play around with that sort of thing as well. You might have like islands, beaches and things like that with the water, or you might have like oil rigs and, or you could actually even have underwater maybe sets where have trenches and things like that, and you could maybe have your different Joes who are sort of in their sort of wetsuits and scuba diving gear and all that sort of stuff. Could fight it out there. So those are some things I think would be really fun. I'm thinking. You know, you could also, going along with the idea of vehicles and things like that, you could feature, even if they weren't actually sort of usable in the game, you could certainly feature some of the iconic vehicles from those sort of terrain types and stuff as well. So you can have like I think did they have if memory serves me correct, there was like a vehicle called the Wolf or something like that was like a snow vehicle and different things like that. So that would be cool. I think I'd like to see some expansion packs based around. So you have a bunch of Joes, a bunch of Cobra Forces, and the terrain types themselves all sort of feature around these sort of things. So I think that'd be something that would probably almost be, you could even have those as like retail packs as well, like, so they'd be probably popular enough that they wouldn't necessarily have to be exclusives, but yeah, we'll see how we go. But I'm not really much of a business guy, so I don't really know what would sell well, what would market well, that sort of thing. But I think that'd be fun. So let us know what you think, what you'd like to see in the campaign, or if you prefer, go to the OC Games Gamefound page there for G.I.Joe Operation Cobra, and drop all your feedback and suggestions and stuff there as well in the comments, because I'm sure they would get some use out of that, and in their planning, and in their ways that they want to sort of develop their campaign and that sort of thing as well. So definitely check that out. We'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time tomorrow, and hopefully heading into the weekend and stuff, we might be able to sort of have some more reasonable times for folks around the world and stuff. So we won't necessarily be so early in the morning for folks in the States and stuff. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for videos for the next few days, at least the next 7 days, and looking forward to that campaign coming up as well. In the meantime, here at the channel, Meeple Monkey, having a lot of fun with still playing through the Marvel United stuff, and just it's the game that just keeps on giving. I'm really loving being able to sort of shift back and forth between the official product stuff and then like looking at the fans and what they're making and the homebrew community there as well. We just had a great game the other day with who was the character? I'm trying to think. Because we've had a couple of good ones. We had a really great one with the Baroness. Speaking of GI Joe, one of the things I'm working on at the moment. One of the reasons I love the idea of this Operation Cobra game for GI Joe by OC Games is that I'm a big fan of the GI Joe universe and the toy range from back when I was a kid in the Marvel comics. And so I'm making some GI Joe content for Marvel United, sort of fan-made stuff, and that's been a lot of fun. So we got to try out the Baroness on the camera, and she was a lot of fun. And I hopefully that video showed off that the GI Joe range can be a bit of fun if you're wanting to go and download the files and print them off, sort of thing. So, and they're also available on Tabletop Simulator too. So all of it's up there for you to access and that sort of thing. So that was a lot of fun. I'm still struggling. It was such a fun fight. I can't believe I've totally forgotten the character that we used. Oh, I know who it was. Scarlet Witch from The Witching Hour. Yeah, that's right. I completely forgot who we played against, but that was a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked that video out, it was really sort of white knuckle as much as a board game can be the whole way through. So I really enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys will like the ride on that one. And in the meantime, in my own hobby as well, I've been sort of doing some painting. So I just finished up the old Wolverine as well, inspired by his yellow costume from the X-Men '97 and the original X-Men cartoon as well. And so that's all finished now. So happy with that. And probably moving on next, going to go into Balrog. So he's a fun one. So I've made some previous to doing the GI Joe stuff. I was working on the Street Fighter, the Marvel vs. Capcom range of heroes for Marvel United for the fan made stuff. And Big Head Chibis happened to make a really cool looking range of the Street Fighter characters. So I'm just like in the videos, I'm sort of bouncing back and forth between doing official stuff and homebrew stuff. I'm really enjoying going back and forth between the official stuff, really cool, and also the fan-made stuff as well, which is really cool as well. And g'day to Dan. Yeah, Schnick. Speaking of fantastic sculptors and people that provide awesome fan-made stuff as well, definitely check out Minis from Mars. Really cool stuff there. Actually, I might be able to. Let me hold on a second. This is the magic of of live streaming. I'm going to disappear. All right, hold on 1 second. All right. We can't let this opportunity go to waste since Dan's here. We want to also show off some really great models as well. We have Santa Claus here, who Dan has designed as a fantastic villain that you can, a homebrew villain that you can get from Minis from Mars model, as well as rules for how to use him as a villain. Even though he's not really a villain, he's sort of like he's just he's a scenario. You're basically trying to help him out, but he's sort of like he gets in your way. And we've also got here we have Cameron Hodge, but this is actually the model for um, Senator Kelly as well. But I've just painted this guy up as Cameron Hodge as well. So another great model there. Minis from Mars. So some really cool stuff out there. The game of Marvel United can just keep expanding and expanding, sort of thing. Lots of great stuff there. So, yeah, having a lot of fun with the painting and stuff recently. That Wolverine's taken me a long time, so I've been sort of stuck on him for a while. Sometimes I get in and I sort of paint a couple within a couple of weeks, sort of thing, and then I'll be stuck on one for months. So Wolverine was one of those, but we finally got him done. So hopefully I can get into Balrog and finish him off as well, and then keep the ball rolling. So yeah, but I think that I'm not really too worried about necessarily finishing. As you can see, there's a lot of blue and red and purple stuff up there, but yeah, not too worried about finishing the whole collection, but just enjoying sort of going through and painting the ones that sort of inspire me at the time, and gradually the collection grows. I think I've got about 40. I want to say maybe 43 done at the moment. So, and because I keep getting the homebrew stuff as well, the the collection keeps growing. So the goal of sort of getting them all painted gets further and further away. But yeah, it's all fun. So yeah. So anyway, well, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Again, if you've got any ideas for what you'd like to see with G.I. Joe Operation Cobra, what you'd like to see in that eventual game that comes out, drop some comments. If you'd like to let us know what you'd like to see in the actual campaign itself, how they roll out their stretch goals and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, let us know as well. I think I'll probably get into that sort of stuff a bit further, closer towards the thing. I've got some other ideas and things for expansions I'd like to see in the meantime. But yeah, that'd be fun to talk about that stuff as well. Well, anyway, thank you guys for joining us. And if you're joining us later, hope you're having a great day as well. But we'll be back tomorrow with more ideas for G.I. Joe Operation Cobra. And in the meantime, we'll catch you later. See you later. Maple Monkey out. Bye, guys.